What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Roz here, Proceed Across the Blog. Today, we're going to give you a little clip, not doing a whole show summary, but a little clip from the show, and some things I wanted to talk about from this show. Warning, what you're about to see is a young lady. She does not know the definition of modesty, okay? So, some of the clothes she has on is kind of tight. She's 17, so that is a warning. But the clip you're going to see is from one of the young ladies in the show. And they discuss an issue I think is very important. And we're going to talk about law versus grace in parenting. So check out this clip.
When you serving him, he's gonna make it all right.
Everyone expects that I'm this girl who's always in her Bible.
No more shackles, no more chains.
But I'm not like that. I like boys and I like being around them, and they like being around me.
The reason why my alter ego is kind of one of the important star is because it's all that tension and it's feel like you're free, you're really free, and I want to be free. I'm tired of being this little safe, sheltered life.
If I see the devil rising up, then I have a responsibility to cast him down. But we're in the summertime now. School's out. I want to know exactly what you all have in mind to do for the summertime.
I want to start dating.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's not gonna happen. You know, I don't get down with the dating scene. You know how I feel about it.
My dad is tripping. Like, don't tell me I can't do something normal people can do. That's dumb. I'm 17, not 12, so
Okay, but you're still a minor. You need to focus on school.
Yes.
That's what you need to do.
I've been focusing on school and liking boys at the same time. There's no big difference.
Yeah. That can be a distraction. So you just need to just totally focus on school when you're a little bit older. Then you can see about that.
So y'all want me to be asexual?
I think the message that we were getting there, she says she wants your freedom. What Taylor doesn't realize is that when you don't have any rules that you go by, you're setting yourself up for failure.
I feel like I'm in jail, like, and I only get out for good behavior once you grew up.
I must be the warden, man, huh?
It shouldn't be like that.
I'm the warden.
It shouldn't be like that. My dad is very controlling.
Not controlling.
And you want to control, like, my every move.
Not your every move. Most of your moves. I've made a lot of mistakes with my other children, and I've learned a lot from them. You can't give them too much rope because they'll sometimes hang themselves. And I'm not going to have this problem with Taylor.
I just felt bad when she said that she felt like she was in a prison. I don't want my child to feel like she's in prison.
I think that's just talk. And I think you need to give them some thick skin and learn how to deal with it.
Well, you just saw a clip from the show. I'm going to point out some things I found interesting. Again, this is not a summary of the whole show, just of this particular clip. I heard a sermon, and that's what this commentary is based on. A sermon where a pastor was talking about parenting. He compared it to basically law versus grace. And parenting must revolve around the gospel. And how does the gospel fit into parenting? And he said basically that there are basically two styles of parenting, and he feels that the third style is actually the best style. One style of parenting, of course, is law, and that is similar to the Bible. There are certain rules, there are certain standards you must live by, you must stay in these rules. And you see that with the pastor here. He has certain standards by dating. And of course, his daughter feels that he even admits that he wants to control most of the aspects of her life. These are the rules. These are the standards. That is a law viewpoint on raising kids. Are there some drawbacks? We're going to discuss that next. Then you have what's called the grace style of parenting. And that is you give kids choices on how, the decisions that they want to make in their lives. It's not as strict as the law-based style of parenting. It's a little bit, quote-unquote, more freedom. And you heard the pastor talk about it in this clip, that with his other children, he was a little bit more graceful. He gave them a little bit more leeway to make decisions. But of course, they hung themselves because he gave them a little bit, I guess, too much freedom. And that is really, and that gets into drawbacks. If your style is just so graceful without law, you're not confronting sin, as I heard the pastor say. You're not confronting people sin in their lives. And if you do the opposite, where you have all law but very little grace, it becomes just about rules, and it's sort of like legalism. You just have all of these rules, and you must live by these standards of these rules, and you don't really have much freedom. And that's how the daughter views her parent. Whether she's right or wrong, I'll let you decide. But that's how she views her father, as somebody who's full of rules, trying to control her life, doesn't let her make any type of decisions. She's 17, so of course her way is to rebel. And she does that in several ways through this episode. She goes to a beach, didn't ask her father, she just asked her mama, and she just did her own thing. She rebels in terms of what she says she wants to be a porn star. And let me clarify, that was just a thought that she had. She said she's not going to really do that. I pray God she does not. But, and in fact, she says she's making a vow to be celibate till marriage. So, but in her mind, this porn star is a woman that's empowered, a woman that has freedom to make her own choices, a woman who gets attention. And you can see within this episode, obviously, he's a pastor, he has a busy job. And what's worrisome is, what I wonder is, what type of attention is she getting, from her father? I mean, obviously, yeah, they go to church, but what type of relationship do they have outside of these are the rules or whatever, et cetera, et cetera? Because I sense that she feels, and I'm not saying she's right, but she feels she's not getting attention. She's not getting that love. And what type of, because you have to get love, of course, first and foremost from God, and secondly from that father. Father's job is to give that emotional connection, emotional love to that daughter so she feels secure, she knows her identity, etc. And if she's not getting that, she's going to find it somewhere. And in her case, she finds it in an ex-boyfriend. He shows up at the beach. I mean, not the beach, I think it's like a pool thing, whatever. He's hugging on her, and while he's hugging on her, he's grabbing her, yeah. And so, this guy, in another sense, represents freedom. Because this guy cuss, he drinks, he smokes weed, he does all of these things. He just in rebellion. But he has, quote unquote, freedom that she's looking for. And that of love, that attachment. And so, again, what I see in this episode, you see a parent, obviously, who loves the daughter, that sets a rule for the daughter, is not going to let anything and everything happen. But at the same time, because of these rules, and maybe he's too strict, that's what and I'm not just saying that, his wife says that, because the whole porno thing, like I said, the sister, she snitches and tells the mama what she said about wanting to be a porno star. And he's so he's upset, of course, but you look at that, maybe being too strict has caused her, sort of like legalism, has caused her to rebel and causing her to think, how can I get this freedom? which is not freedom at all, of course. A porno star doesn't have freedom. They're in bondage, they're in chains. What she says about no more shackles, no more chains in that clip, but her mind is shackled or chain. Shackled and chained, excuse me. So yeah, that's what I observed about this show, man, about that clip, parodying Law versus Grace. What do you think about that? It's your boy Raj here, Pursuit Calls the Blog, couple sets in the mouth, triples.